I want to be like a father to you. A-N-C-C-S-R. Straight up, no chaser. What in the actual Lifetime movie reject pile is that?
Context is perhaps helpful, if you'd allow it for one fleeting second. He's an older gentleman, a composer, offering solace to a young woman adrift and...
Adrift. The man is old enough to be her grandfather. Solace doesn't usually involve swapping spit with someone who just offered paternal vibes. It's creepy. This is Danielle Steel's joy, people, and spoiler alert, the only joy I got was throwing it across the room.
And welcome back to Heartbook Radio, where nuance goes to die a slow, painful death, much like the protagonist's happiness in this week's selection, Joy by Danielle Steel, a title, I must concede, that borders on malicious irony.
Malicious? It's straight up fraud. It's like calling a colonoscopy fun time tickles. And speaking of things that make you clench, remember when you tried to defend that sparkly vampire nonsense? This is worse. At least that had some action. This is just sadness war.
We agreed never to mention Twilight again after the restraining order incident. Let's focus on Allegra Dixon, our heroine, if one can use that term for a woman whose life appears to be curated by Murphy's Law itself. Abandoned by mother, emotionally vacant father, shipped off like inconvenient luggage.
Oh, poor little Allegra, starved for affection. Boo-hoo. So starved she secretly marries some guy named Shep, who then gets PTSD bingo from Afghanistan, turns into a nightmare, and dumps her because he's ruined. Okay, fine, PTSD is rough, I get it. My cousin Vinny came back weird after that bachelor party in Vegas. But Shep just vanishes. Where did he go? Did Danielle Steel just forget about him? Did he wander off mid-paragraph?
The narrative ellipses surrounding Shep is abrupt, but Allegra's coping mechanisms, or lack thereof, are fascinating. She makes herself small, almost invisible else, until she lands in LA, instantly getting a high-powered job, mind you, which is perhaps the most fantastical element in the entire novel.
And falls for her boss. Henry. Mister, I could be your dad, but let's make out instead. He's like 30, 40 years older. Is this a Danielle Steel thing? Does she have some weird geriatric fetish? One reviewer said, I'd love to read a Danielle Steel book where the heroine didn't fall for a man old enough to be her father. Preach.
While the May-December trope is certainly prevalent in Steele's oeuvre, perhaps it speaks to a desire for stability, for a paternal figure Allegra never had, albeit expressed unconventionally.
Unconventionally? It's gross. He literally says the father line. That's not a trope. That's a red flag the size of Texas. And don't get me started on the parents. Mom just peace out because she never wanted a kid. Dad calls her the child. They need their own spin-off show called World's Worst Parents. I hate them vigorously.
We seem to have found rare common ground. Their parental negligence is indeed egregious. But does the relentless catalog of misfortune make the book good? Or merely exhausting?
Exhausting. And repetitive. Oh my God, the repetition. One reviewer suggested a drinking game take a shot every time she mentions how the military ruined her father. You'd be hammered by page 50. It's like she thinks we all have collective amnesia. Did you forget Allegra was sad? Let me remind you. And again.
Some might argue it's a stylistic choice, reinforcing the cyclical nature of trauma, the inescapable weight of her past.
No, it's called bad editing. Someone literally wrote, "This reads like my 8-year-old wrote it." And another just put, "This book was stupid, short, sweet, brutal." I respect that.
The critical reception is certainly polarized. We have 5-star reviews calling it heartbreakingly beautiful, often from readers proudly proclaiming this is their 50th Steel novel, loyalty, or perhaps Stockholm Syndrome.
It's a cult. Then you get the ones screaming, misleading title, and relentlessly depressing. One poor soul said, I cried on the beach reading this. Honey, if you're crying on a beach reading Danielle Steel, you need more than just sunscreen.
We received a listener email from Sid in Seattle who asks, is Allegra resilient or just cursed? And seriously, is the age gap okay if he was her boss first?
Cursed. No, Sad in Seattle, it's not okay. It's got more warning signs than a nuclear waste dump. If this book were a sandwich, it'd be a stale bread sandwich filled with tears and questionable mayonnaise that expired last century.
A vivid, if unappetizing metaphor. The portrayal of Shep's PTSD is arguably the most grounded element, depicting the devastating impact of trauma on relationships, but even that gets swallowed by the sheer volume of subsequent tragedies. It's less a character study, more a tragedy buffet.
Okay, judgment time. Give it your fancy rating.
For its unflinching, if repetitive, look at suffering, perhaps. But the title is unforgivable. I give Joy by Danielle Steel 3 out of 10 misleading titles. It promises sunshine, delivers a Category 5 hurricane of despair.
Weak. I give it 1 out of 8 creepy father figures who kiss you. It's depressing, it's repetitive, Al, the romance is icky, and I still don't know where Shep went. Don't read it unless you actively hate happiness.
Well, that's definitive. Join us next week, listeners, when we tackle Chadwick's choice, A Sentient Stapler Finds Love.
Oh gosh, is that even real? Knowing you, probably. You've been listening to Heartbook Radio. Don't call us. We won't call you.